I want to talk about our booking system or our organization. We developed an own program for our association, how we handle the organization, and we want to make this an open source for all associations, non-profit, who want to have this. And in the end, I will talk a little bit about what is our dream with the system if more associations would have this. But in the presentation, I will start to explain why we decided to program an own booking system and not go back to the booking system like you can for yoga courses or everything else. And the reason is mainly because we have well, no, let's talk about, first, everybody is dreaming, if he wants to construct a wave, about the ice bath feeling. Everybody wants to have a free wave running 24/7 and with no fee, with no entrance, with no control. That's what everybody is dreaming about. But if you construct a wave in a river like we did, if you build there a machine in the river, there are a lot of issues. You own this machine, control this machine, you have maintenance, you have liability issues.
And you're responsible for it.
That's liability, you're responsible, you get contracts with authorities, and suddenly you are into something completely different, and you have to think about how I do organize this shit, and how can I make this running. I can make it commercial, it's absolutely okay, like the river wave. I love this project. You can run it with a company, or you decide to run it with a non-profit association, like here, or like we in Hannover do, or Nuremberg also. And then you come up to a problem that you will not get money out of this. You have hundreds of people to work without money, and you have to make the organization as simple as you can, because if it makes a lot of administrative work, how you organize your daily surf, then there are a lot of people without getting money to work into there. I spend still more than 1 hour a day for the club, for the association, but I'm not working for the booking. I have other things, and that's the way how we decided to organize our club, our association. We said we want that, or we need that everyone pays an annual fee. So because we need to know how much money we have in the beginning of the year, so we can plan the year. So we know we have a lot. We have 600,000 credits we have to pay back. So every year it's over 60,000 we just spend to pay back to the bank. So we need this definitely. Then we want to make youth support. We want to make parties or contests or something like this. So all this costs money. So we need to know what we have in the beginning of a year, and to decide, can we make, for example, a rapid surf competition or not, because a competition like this is around 30,000 euro you spend to organize it. So all of this we need to plan, and that's why we said we need a big amount in the beginning of the year we get out of our members. And our decision, or calculation was, we need to get 240 euro from every member. So we, with around 500 people in the club, the association, we have around 100,000 euros, so we can definitely pay back the money we need to pay back, and we have enough money to make maintenance, which is around 8,000, and other things we need to have every year. With this amount of 240 euros, we decided we have to say to people what you get for this. And we said, you get 24 hours slots, or 24 slots, which means 24 hours for free. We give a value to 1 hour surfing, because then you feel, oh no, I know what I get for my membership or for my money, And then the next point was to say to the people, why is this necessary? Or why is it fair for everybody? And we said, if somebody wants to surf every day, surfing like 50 or 60 hours a year or more, he has to pay more because he spent an extra 10 euro for an extra surf session. Or so people knowing I'm not going to have 20 sessions a year. We have a lot of members running only 12 or 14 sessions a year. So we have 500 people, and I think 100 of them are having more than 24 sessions, and all the rest is close to 24 or below. So that's something you have to say. So we said it's fair if the surfers do more, pay more. And we have another good idea out of this, because we could say, you're a volunteer, you want to spend every day on the wave, and you don't want to spend all the money, so come on, work with us. Make a Ausbildung. What's this in English? Make a training for wave masters, so you know how to control the wave, you know how you make an initial course for a first coming guy there. So you have to know how everything works and you control it, and then you are a wave master. And if you are a wave master, you are in charge of the wave in the moment you are there, you're surfing free. So the people, 100 people, from them surfing more than 24 sessions, 65 of them are now wave masters, and they are the backbone of our association, because the wave masters, they feel like special. They have every day without paying more, so they get something. We don't pay them to do the work, and they are not only doing the wave master during the sessions, they're also the one. They always come if we call up and say, hey, we have to make a cleanup. We need 50 people to make a river cleanup, and for sure 40 of the 50 people who come next day are wave masters. So that's a very good thing. We found out that if you give value to 1 hour surfing, then you have also an initial thing for people to be more volunteer for free and give more power into the association, which helps a lot. We decided also that guests have to pay the double price. So if you're not a member and you want to surf, you come as a guest, and then you have 20 euro per hour, because that's an easy way to make it fair for everybody, visible fair. And it's also something with the tax. We have to decide to do this like this, but this goes into deep. But it's everybody feels in the club feel that this is fair, because they pay in the beginning of the year, and the rest is. Also, a good thing about this way to organize it is we don't have to look when you get member of the club. So somebody comes into June, July, November, and will get a member of the club. We always get 24 slots. So we don't have to reduce the amount. It makes it very easy for us in the administration that everyone who gets a member, no matter what day of the year, he just pays the same price, 40 euro as a normal member, 175 as a student, and 120 as if you're under 18. So it's no matter, and everyone gets for this fee 24 slots, and he can get this in the next year. So if you don't surf this, you just have it as credit in your account. And I say no numbers like what we keeps people to pay, but of course in our software you can decide it yourself. You can make it 1 euro value for 1 hour surfing for your members, and 2 euro for surfing as a guest. No matter what, I think the good idea was for us that we gave a value to 1 hour surfing. But what is the second thing? If you have a value and if you pay for surfing and don't get free there, you don't want to spend people like on the Eisbach. So we decided to say also we have a system where only a certain amount of people can get into the slot. So we have in summer now 10 people surfing, in winter 8 people surfing, and 2 of them are always wave masters. So we decided to make 2 of them to be there, because if someone gets sick or gets hurt, still there's one to control the wave. And the second is, if there are 2 on site, one of them can always surf for free with the other ones, and one is on the ground and know how to press the safety button, because we have the situation sometimes we have the second hydraulic can be quite powerful if we have a lot of water, especially for light persons or children, and well, sometimes you have to take care that you press the button and the wave goes down and pushes you out of the wave or the current. So yeah, we have every volunteer supervisors for every hour too, and we also decided to look only forward into the future 2 weeks for the wave masters to open slots, but also for people to book, because we feel that if they take a longer time, you have too many people who want to change, because they book long in future, and then they come back and say, oh no, I don't can, and suddenly everything is more complete. So we say 2 weeks future, and that's good enough for us. And then you can find there your slot, and you can just book in there, and you also can cancel it yourself. That makes the administration absolutely easy, because you have no work with paying people back. In our rules it's like this: if you're a guest or member, you book a slot, and if you press cancel because you have no time, I don't know why, you just get your credit, 1 slot back into your profile. And you can use this slot in your profile again to book an hour without paying. So in this way we have no hassle with people, they want their money back. The rule is you have to cancel it for free 24 hours before your slot, because we don't want people just 1 hour before to cancel it. So if you are in between 24 hours, it's lost. And there's no way to get something payback, even if you get an accident or something. It's just a rule, we have to be clear, because everything else makes the work for the administration extremely complicated. Yeah, just to run a little bit into how we really make it, we use for the association a tool called WebLink, which is, we have to buy this. It's an organization tool especially for organizations, and it's very easy to use. We have some guys making all the administrative work for free, and they said this was the best, because if you have to Jahresbeitragsrechnung payment, yearly payment, and all this controlled, it's a special tool only for non-profit associations. And we choose this one. There are several on the market. We choose this one because this has a very good communication situation going out and inside, because we have our booking system is not, of course, this one, and we have to ask every time back, is the member still a member if he logs in? So we ask back, did he pay his rules? So that's why we choose this one, because it's very good to communicate with other things. Another thing we use is a Wagtail, which is a web control content creator, and which is the one where we really have the backbone of our administration. So that's where we can choose slots, make different kind of, like we can block parts for maintenance, we can put extra slots in for something, I don't know, we can do everything there, but not for the normal wave masters. They don't have to go in there. That's something special you have to learn how to regulate there. But that's the one where profiles are based, where every thing is in. We start always on our website. It's a normal website, and if you go to the login, then you can register, or you are registered as a member, or you register as a guest. Guest registration is for free.
Sorry, just
More technique.
Yeah.
I love it. The guest registration is for free and goes directly. So if you just standing there in Hanover, you can. It's also on your phone possible. You can just book in, and immediately after this process, with PayPal, you can book a slot. If you want to get a member, you have 2 weeks to wait because our administration works, they have normal work too, and so in the evening to have to make the process. But then you have your profile, and in your profile you can see how many slots you still have. You can also have an amount of money there, because you can get codes, Gutschein codes, with amounts or with slots we use sometimes to bring people something good, or with sponsors we need to give them codes. You can see all your slots. I've just there one booked slot, and so I have an overview with all the slots I have booked, and all the slots I am in charge as a wave master also. So if for me, if you have this yellow point, you are a wave master, and then you have different things to see, and you can also take control of a slot. For the normal member or guest, it looks like this. You have already seen. You have your slot you want to book in, and you see how many space is still left. You see the 2 names of your wave masters, so you know where your wave master is. And you have this. You can go on every day, and you can see the complete day which is on. If you are a wave master, you can also see more slots. For example, slots we don't have opened yet. In this case, there is only one wave master in the slot, and that's why we don't open this. You can't book it. You can't see it because there's one wave master missing. But in the moment, another wave master pressed slot betreuen. In this moment, this gets free and it's bookable for guests and members. So it's a very easy way. Wave masters just look in, and then they decide where they want to have their own free surf, and in the moment this happens, it's bookable. We have some rules we cannot make in the software. For example, we say to wave masters 24 hours before all slots has been finished. We don't make extra slots, add slots on. That's something, some rules you cannot put in the software. But something we could put in is, in our case, it's very important that we have only the possibility to run the wave in one section. So we can open it once in the morning, and we have to close it in the evening before dusk till dawn. So we only allow to surf between dusk and dawn. And we can open it only once because we raise the water level up on the high side of the wave. So we can only put it down once. So it's very important that there's not 1 hour without a wave master in between. Because if the wave is running, we are not allowed to keep it alone because it's too dangerous. If a child falls in there, drowned, no, not good idea. So here, there are 2 wave masters in the 14 time slot, and it's still gray because there's missing the 15. So in the software, it's said the rule it just opens for booking for members and guests in the moment if it's added, if it's in one section, and not with time slots missing in between. And that's, for us, a really helpful thing because we don't have communication about this with the wave masters. It just happens itself. If you are a wave master, there's a very important thing. You have to control who is in the slot. Because, of course, if you give a value to the slot, it's not good that somebody just sneaks in. So wave master can look on the phone and say, okay, this slot is fully booked, and then they go on Teilnehmerliste, and they can see all the people in the slot with the face, and they say, Franziska, you're here, great, Martin. Sometimes you know them. If you don't know them, you ask them, are you the first time here or not? If they are the first time there, they get a special introduction. They have to dive 2 times through the waves. They have to get an extra tour around. So that's also part of the Wave Masters business. They have to know all the initial stuff, and we think, or it never happens that more than 2 people come in 1 hour the first time on the wave, maybe sometimes 3. And of course then it's for the Wave Master a little bit more work. He can't surf for 20 minutes or something like this himself because he has to make the introduction for the new ones. But it works really good, and people like it. Yeah, besides this daily business, which really runs quite good, we have, of course, a little bit more communication with our Wave Masters. We discuss the rules. We have a Discord channel where we can ask, hey, look, on Saturday, it's still not complete. Why is on a weekend not the full day open? So we can discuss on this, and also we have more than 2 times a year a meeting with our Wave Masters, so we find, or we redefine some rules, and we discuss things and prepare. So that's everything for this, in this part of the software. Just something to why we want to make this open source. I think a lot of wave situations are close to our wave situations. If you do build them, you have to open it, you have to close them. You can spend a lot of money to pay people to organize the work, so you have to give them some other value if they put a lot of their free time into the wave. That's why I think this definitely could be a good idea for other to take our software and rebuild them for their own issues. You can, of course, change the code if you have someone in your association who can work with codes. We will not do this for you. And our hope is that it will even get better. We will even have more things coming in the software. We have ideas like, it would be absolutely nice that you can book a friend in your slot. So if we want to have it, that if I want to go on Monday morning at 10, I can book my best friend Hannes into the same slot, and he gets some kind of announcement, hey, Heiko booked you in, you want to do this also, and then he can say yes, because we see people want to go together, and it's a good thing to go with your friends. But sometimes I decide to go on Monday morning at 10, and I call him or just write in WhatsApp to him, and 2 hours later, it's full. So he cannot join it. So we think it would be a nice idea if you can make a reservation for some hours for your best friend, and he get an announcement, and so then it's in. Something like this could happen. Or another idea, if there are other waves in Germany or around using the same software, why shouldn't we be able to book their in with the slots from their home spot? If we use the same software, I don't matter if someone from Thun comes to Hannover, that happens twice a year. And if he comes there and pays as a guest, okay, that's 40 or 60 euro for our association, but I don't care. It would be perfectly for me, if he is a member of an association there, or Nuremberg, he can also surf for free because he pays for his sport on another place. And I would find it absolutely attractive because it makes it much more easier to change between different waves and make more contact between waves. And things like this are in our dreams if we say, okay, we do open the code now for everybody who wants to have it. It's a decision especially of Arne, who is the inventor of this. And in first he said maybe he will own money someday for this. But then we had Till from Augsburg a call, and they had also the idea to make her own program and code. And then we said, come on. And they don't want to spend money, and said, okay, we open this, please use the same, just let us be a big community and find a way to work together and make this, like the summit, even closer. Your questions?
Professor?
I'm sorry if I missed it. Is it switched on?
It's for the record, not for the
okay. But how many wave masters do you have?
65.
65. Thank you.
And that's also very, very important for me. Or we have different. We know in Nuremberg they have lifesavers. It must always be one lifesavers and one wave master. And in Black Forest Wave is more or less the same. And we decided, or we managed, that we don't need lifesavers, which makes it absolutely much more easier to get people into wave masters. And we have a lot of people who want to be wave master, but in the moment now we say we only take 6 new ones into the learning process, because that takes 2 months to learn. We have to make several practice things with them before they understand how to control the wave. It's not only the safety issue, it's also how you regulate the wave, that you really have a good wave there, everybody is satisfied.
So you said you can surf in theory. Oh.
Both.
You said in theory you can surf from dusk till dawn, but the wave masters seem to be sort of a bottleneck. So I was wondering, like what percentage of the time you could theoretically open slots are you actually able to use? And on a more practical level, what happens if a wave master, falls sick and has to cancel spontaneously? Is then everything cancelled, or how does that work?
Okay, both. We start with this. If the wave master gets sick, we have the Discord channel. He writes in, can tomorrow someone take over? And we always find someone take over. And in worst case, we have the rule, it can be run by one wave master, but you can surf. But that never happened until now. In nearly 2 years, it did not happen. So the other thing is how many we can open. We decided that we have to be clear for the members that the most interesting area is afternoon. Most people have time afternoon. So the first, in the software, it's like this. The first hour you can open is between 15 and 18 o'clock. And in between these 3 hours, the first one must be opened, and then all the other has to add on. And sometimes we can get in the morning area until 8 and late, and sometimes not, because the bottleneck is always between 12 and 2 o'clock. And it depends. Now, Jan is also a wave master from us over there, and we see now we have holidays. And I must say, a lot of our wave masters are still old and still on teachers. So they are in school holidays. They are all in France or Denmark or somewhere. So in holidays, summer holidays, we really have a problem. But usually, if there are no holidays, it's the other way around. That the wave masters say, hey, you did put 4 things there inside. I don't have even possibility to make a wave master. So it's a little bit, but well, yeah.
So I can tell you that, in Munich we had the Surftown MOOC opening, and like 1 week after it opened, what happened is it created like a black market for trading your slots. So you have like a WhatsApp group and a Google Doc where people trading their slots. You have a very nice cancellation policy with this 24 hours. I think it's much more strict there, but still I can imagine that also you're struggling with something like that people get sick the day before, they couldn't cancel, and then they're trying to put somebody else into the slot.
Impossible. You have to be with your picture in the slot. And if you're too late in the 24 hours, you cannot give it away. We have sometimes emails to talk about this, and then I just say, look in the rules, you signed the rules, that's the rule, and we have no power and no time we don't get paid for this administrative work. It's just the way it is. It's not much money. Come on.
I think that's the point. It's not too much money.
Yeah. So that's how we do it. And I forgot a very important rule for members or guests. You can only book 3 slots in the future. So if I start to book and I say I want to surf on Monday 2 hours, I have only 1 hour left. I can book on Friday or Saturday or Sunday. But if I'm ready, if I've surfed my hour on Monday, then I have 2 free again and I can book further on. That's a very important rule. We have a lot of discussions with people like this. Why it's 4 slots, why it's 5 slots. So, but I can tell you, if I would have 4 slots, what would I do? I would start 2 hours on Monday and put 2 hours on Sunday. And then I would surf on Monday, and after this I would go on Tuesday. But still I have my 2 hours safe for the weekend. And everybody wants to surf on the weekend. With the 3 hours, we really separate the people who have time in the week. They don't book on Sunday, and until they are ready and say, okay, on Wednesday or Thursday, I can see I cannot surf anymore next day. I want to book on Saturday or Sunday, it's full. And that's okay, because they surfed all the week. And we have to spend the weekend for the father with 5 kids who can only surf on the weekend. And of course, it's fair that he spends 3 hours on Sunday on the wave. And that's also in the software, but of course also you can change this if you use the code.
Let's make a little break now.
No, I have 2 more things. Two more things, but they're a little bit different. We also, that was the main issue. We have all the problem that if you surf in rivers, you have a leash problem. So if the leash is not opening, if you are underwater, catched in the river, you will drown. And in Hannover, we started very in the beginning with really big magnetics. I had the idea that it should open just like them self-releasing, because we know you use the cable binder sometimes. So, but this one, you are never sure in which case it will release with the cable binder, because there are different qualities, there are different ways to put them. So you're not 100% sure how this will release if you are really in trouble under the water. So we started up with big magnetics, putting with like 40 kilos together. They were very hard on the ankle, and but this worked. And we found out that 35 kilos, 30 to 35 kilos power would be enough to have a self-release which safety releases, but not releases every second time you fall. Because if your board's stuck in the second hydraulic and you pull it out sometimes with your feet, then it will release, of course. And then we found in Hannover there's a company called Fitlock. They have lots of 100 patents with magnetic releases. And we have this bucket. And this bucket is coming from a helm bucket. They invented, because in Australia and US, they have a new rule that children helmets on bicycles, they have a self-opening release with 20 kilos. So we started to use this bucket, and we of course found out that 20 kilos is much not, so every second time you have, it will open. And we said to Fitlock, hey, can you make this more durable? And this solution now is 35 kilos. It comes because it's the same plastic or mold we built it in, like the helm bucket was 20 kilos, but it's a reinforced plastic, so it doesn't bend so much. That's why we have 35 kilos opening. And well, it comes like these pieces, so two metal parts and the ready bucket. And you can mount it on every leash we found until now. And I found out if you make a tape around it,
it's even better because it's not so close on your feet. And I can give it around. You can take a look if you like. And we just started a production of 500 pieces in China now. And well, we will bring it to the market, and I think it will cost like €17.90. So it's not very cheap, but it's not very expensive for a safety thing, I think. And it reduces the plastic we put into the river. Because in the first week in Hannover, we had, well, first months, we had still it was still allowed to use the Kabelbinder. And myself, I had like 50 lost in the river in the first months. And everybody else, and then we said, no, it's forbidden. It's you use the leash in your hand, or you have a self-release, magnetic self-release. You can build it your own. We had in the beginning a website where you can buy magnetics and build them their own. It's still available in Hannover, but they're not as strong. And this one now is very strong, and we will just say you have still the possibility to use the leash in your hand, or to use this or another kind of self-release. The main issue for us is if you come there to our wave, you have to use, if you put it on the ankle, it must have a self-release, not a release you open, because you're never guaranteed that you can release it if you're underwater, you hit your head or something. We don't have helmets, we don't have life vests in our wave. You can go like you want if you're over 18, but you have to use a self-released leash because we have stones after the wave, and I had myself once that the leash was around a stone, and I'm very happy that I have the self-release. So that's a hard rule. Nobody surfs with a normal leash or with a leash with Kabelbinder in our wave. Yeah, that's just the advertising part. Another one is we have a guy in Hannover, Brufo Hydroflex, Brufo Browers, and he has a patent for hardcore production. And we started now to build boards. And these two boards here you can look on have been 4 months in a city wave, 4 months free use every day for everybody, like a soft board. And you can look how they look. There are two little reparations on it, and also the reparations are nearly non-visible. It's incredible how the durability of this is. The process, I don't want to talk too much, it's a vacuum process with a microcomposite of feather, glass feather, and cork. And well, we just started now. We have now nearly since January we have testing in our wave and in city waves. And concerning durability, I would say there's not much who can. We have not one fin. The fin boxes are normally on city waves always gone after a short time. We have 100 fins break out of the board, but the fin boxes, they are so strong. Well, but that's everything. Now I'm ready. Sorry.